Tyra Garlington. Welcome to the show, Tyra.
Ingrid, let me say congratulations for the show.
Aww.
I remember when this was just a dream.
Remember when we were in Bangkok?
Yes, it was just a dream, and look at you. In fact, you are a perfect example of a woman who had everything inside of her he needed to be the woman she was created to be. Well, bless you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I didn't expect that. So
you're living the life. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Well, I want you to talk about your career because you have just had an amazing career.
I think probably 10 years ago I would have talked about it differently, but in this season of my life, I see it more as a journey. I see it as preparation for who I was to become. And you know, some of it was up, some of it was down.
Oh, absolutely.
But I discovered gifts I didn't know I had. I got direction to places I didn't know I'd go. But when I left Ohio State, I walked right into a classroom because I love teaching. I come from 4 generations of teachers, so it was a no-brainer.
It's in your blood.
But after 3 years, I realized some of my students were marginalized in terms of behavior, in terms of emotional issues, and I couldn't help them. And as a result, I found myself in a graduate program at San Diego State University to become a counseling psychologist. And once again, I was on the clinical staff at the University of California, San Diego. Now, you talk about being out of your lane.
Right, right.
I was out of my lane.
What?
I was challenged by dealing with people who had come to a point where they needed so much help. So I had to learn it was a process.
Wow.
I couldn't just jump in and fix them. I had to let them evolve.
Wow.
And from there, I had bad news. Daddy was terminal, so I moved back to Cincinnati.
Wow.
And there I started my first 22 years with IBM.
Wow.
Another big turn in my life. As you know, IBM is bottom line driven, so no matter how hard you work, the question was, what have you done for me lately? But this is what I learned. It's okay to be a woman and be competitive. I learned the difference between assertive and aggressive.
And aggressive.
And I learned that it's okay to try again after you failed.
Right.
And for the first year I was with IBM, I kept thinking, oh my goodness, I don't have the answer. Till I understood it wasn't necessary.
Well, I'm telling you that one of the things that I actually I love about you and love about your book is because you speak about IBM, and we go through this journey with you.
Yeah.
And what a powerful journey.
Yes, it was. It was.
And your book captures that because you talk about all the various things that you've gone. What inspires you? I mean, here you were at IBM. I met you when you were with Fairfax County.
Yes.
What inspired you to write something like that?
If the truth be told, author was not a part of my dream.
No.
My dream was what I was pursuing as an inspirational speaker, as a life skills coach,
yes, I
and
see
teaching,
all of that.
all right?
You're very good at that.
But
very good.
My audiences would start asking, Tyra, where can we buy your book?
Ooh.
And I was a little taken aback because I wasn't an author. And my girlfriend who traveled with me when I spoke said, Tyra, what they're asking is they want more of you than the 45 minutes of you on the stage. They want to connect with you.
They want to connect
and
with
they know
you.
that your story is more than what they have. And I said, but I don't, she says, there's a reason, try. And I did, and Ingrid, there's funny stuff. I didn't know where to start, so I just started writing stories.
Right, right.
And one time I said, maybe I ought to get somebody who knows what to do. So I Googled this woman who was a memoir coach at NYU. I shipped her my manuscript, and she said, well, Tyra, you're a great storyteller. You like metaphors. It's 20,000 words too long. And oh, by the way, what's your main theme?
Wow.
So Patricia Ross and I began a relationship.
Wow.
And it came to what I've always been talking about is God's grace, His power, His provision. And I start the book, as you know, taking the reader with me, being unconscious on the floor, in the bathroom, having a heart attack alone.
Oh,
and
that was powerful.
I gave up. I said, this is it. So my book is meant to inspire and to hope people who are being challenged as a result of a number of things in their lives. And particularly it's written for women, interculturally, intergenerationally, and those who love them. And what I want them to know, no matter where they are, what wilderness, whatever valley, they're not alone. They're worthy.
Absolutely.
Like you, they have everything they need inside of them to live the life they were created for. And I think more importantly, nothing that happens to us, the good, the bad, the scary, nothing will ever be wasted. And that's because of God's grace.
That's powerful. That's powerful. And so, and I really think that that's amazing. I will have to, I have to ask you this because I loved reading this. Do you have another book planned?
I'm in the editing phase of my second book.
You're kidding me.
It's a sequel, only it's called You've Got to Give Me Room.
Ooh.
And the tagline is To Walk in My Destiny. It's a collection of monologues of me from this new me, the me that has evolved and embraced that life that I was created to live. And I'm not afraid of how it may be judged. It's just, you got to give me room to be the new me. Yeah, I hope it encourages other people to take the same steps, Ingrid.
Well, you know what? I think that that's what it's all about, and that's why I was excited about you being out here. Your website, tell us your website.
Delivered into Destiny is my brand, and the memory box and You've Got to Give Me Room come under that. And I have another brand, which is Destiny's Children. So I'm starting to write my first children's book now. We got to start telling kids that they're wonderful when they're little. We got to get the tapes when they're little started, how wonderful they are.
I can remember that quote from The Help when she stood there and she looked at that little girl.
You is smart. You is smart. You is beautiful. Yes, 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 yes.
Right, right. Yeah. Well, I'd like to thank you, Tyra, for being here on the show because
Ingrid, thank you.
You have inspired, you've always inspired me, and I remember that manuscript with us in Bangkok.
Yes, yes,
so
yes.
Keep doing the wonderful thing. You have so much to share with the world, and I'm so glad that you are sharing it, and I'm in presence, and I'm sitting up. I've been given a front row seat.
It's an honor.
So
thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'd like to thank all of our authors for being on the show and the books that you have written to help us lead better lives. My quote this time is from Toni Morrison. If there is a book that you want to read, but it hasn't been written yet, then you must write it.
Amen.
Thank you for watching Ingrid's World, and don't forget to friend us on Facebook and follow us, Ingrid's World VA, in Twitter and Instagram for instant Ingrid's World news. So stay in touch and let's read.